See, here are some memory tips for you. Try to understand. I am going to cover various subjects. Maybe I cover Telugu subject, I cover physics, and sometimes I cover social studies. Okay, but for each memory tip, I give only one example to save the to have less duration. So, if you understand this, you can apply these memory tips to all the subjects. And this video is not just for children of school. Maybe people who study intermediate, who study degree, PG, at any level, even who prepares for the civils also. If people want to remember something which confuses, it will help you. Actual thing is that people who are good at memory and people who have good logical thinking also, sometimes they feel confused when they want to remember some different things. So that's why we are going to have this video on request of the students. So first one is I want to give a coding from known things. Coding from known things. Known things means which we know already. In our day-to-day life, we know already some things which are very well to us. From those things, we have to give coding to remember the things which are not known to us. Okay. For example, if you have any confusion regarding some years in history, you have to relate that years to your date of birth. Otherwise, your car numbers. Otherwise, your friend's date of birth. So, like this, otherwise your favorite number. Something in your day-to-day life, you have to just take some coding and you have to remember. For this point, actually here I would like to give a small example from physical science. In physical science, we have a periodic table. In periodic table, generally we have 7 periods and 18 groups. Generally, many students they confuse whether these vertical lines are periods or horizontal lines are periods. So, when you have that confusion, generally a school student has 7 periods or 8 periods in their school. Even in college, if you take, no school or college or university is going to have 18 periods a day, which is practically not possible. When a school or university taken, generally we will have per day 8 periods or 7 periods. So when you remember the word period, if you remember periods in the sense I can compare with the periods which are in my school, then less number is for periods and more number is for groups. Then when it comes to the periodic table, in periodic table horizontally we have only 7. Okay, only 7. I am not going to draw 7 here, but vertically how many are there? Almost all we have 18. So whatever is horizontal, that is 7, whatever is vertical, that is 1 to 18. So with this code people can easily remember which is a period, which is a group. So a horizontal are called periods because we have 7 periods and also in school we have 7 to 8 periods. But vertical lines if we take, they are 1 to 18. So there are 18 groups in a periodic table. So this is one good example we can remember. Okay, when it comes to physics, like this we can give codes to anything when we don't remember. And when it comes to second one, coding based on concept. Here I told you coding. Now coding based on concept. Generally, coding based on concept. When you know a mathematical concept thoroughly, for that mathematical concept, you can give some code. For example, if you take a magnetic field, if this is the magnet, if you put the magnet on the earth, if suppose I will take a magnet here, this is a magnet, and for this magnet, this is north pole and this is south pole. And if this north pole is towards the north of the earth pole, magnetic lines will be different. And if this north pole is towards the south of the earth field, they will be different. So, north pole of the bar magnet towards the north pole of the earth magnet, and north pole of the bar magnet towards the south pole of the earth magnet. If you take this one, generally how the field is going to be, I want to show you that one by using a small concept. If you remember the north pole and south pole, generally when north is towards north, do we have attraction, repulsion? Generally we have north towards north is repulsion north towards south is attraction. That's why if north pole of the, if this is the magnet, if this is the north pole, if this north pole is towards the south pole of that magnet, generally magnetic field will be like this. It will be closed. You can check the magnetic lines of force. If you draw, we will get all the magnetic lines of force. If you take like this, you will get them like this. Did you observe? This is what actually children can notice. Okay, but if you take earth magnet and bar magnet, this is the north, but north is towards north of the earth magnet, then north to north, generally based on concept, you know, they repel each other, then magnetic lines of force will come like this, they don't attract. This is north towards south, this is north towards, it is small code to remember. People generally confuse, but now in present 10th class and 9th class, these diagrams are not there. I don't know whether they are there or not. If you have this one, easy to remember. North towards south, closed. North towards north, open. This is one code based on the concept. And I have a third point, coding with the initials. Coding with initials. Initials in the sense, I want to take a small example from physics, chemistry once again. In chemistry, we have acids and bases. Okay, acids and bases, and when you put the litmus paper, if you take litmus paper, blue litmus and red litmus, and you put the acids into that one, just you know how the color changes. Now we are going to see, so I want to give a code that A, B, R, B. I want to write this one, first 3 as A, B, R, second 3 as B, R, B. This is A, B, R, and these 3 B, R. What is the meaning of A, B, R? A stands for acid, converts blue to red. A, B, R. And next, B stands for base, converts red to blue. So, acid can convert a blue litmus to red litmus is called A, B, R. And a base can convert red litmus to blue litmus. This is B, R, B. Both together I have taken as A, B, R, B. A student, if a student can remember A, B, R, B, a student can easily remember whether litmus paper turns blue to red or red to blue based on the nature of the material you take, whether it may be acid or base. And one more code I want to give from social studies. In social studies, if you take Mughal emperor, we have kings. The Mughal dynasty was started by Babur, right? I want to give you people know BHASSA. See this word, if people can read, generally we know Basha. It is very well known to everybody. Otherwise, we can call this one as not exactly Basha. This is called as Bazshah. Only one word extra I added. Okay, if the student can remember this Bazshah, you remember the Mughal dynasty totally. B stands for Babur, H stands for Humayun, A stands for Akbar, J stands for Jahangir, S for Shah Jahan, and A for Aurangzeb. So simple, Badshah is a well-known word which you can easily remember. Okay, based on this, all the 7 kings of Mughal dynasty we can easily remember. So this is taking the initials. For example, the students have any confusion regarding states in order, southern states, northern states, otherwise capitals. Like this, if you want to remember something, you can list out all those. You can see in which pattern is easy to remember. You can frame it out. So 2 examples I have given. One is regarding a Mughal emperor. Second one is from chemistry to remember the color change with respect to acid and base. This is the using concept. And next one, most important thing is that generally when a subject is most confusing, for example, if you want to discuss a scientific experiment, some experiments, even though students get by heart, they confuse. In such a case, I always suggest the children to go for doing the experiment. If you practically do any experiment, psychology says people can remember subject up to 80% if they go for do something practically. For example, if you want to do a PPT presentation, somebody explains you how to do PPT presentation, you will understand something. If you yourself sit before the system, if you start doing PPT, by practically, you will remember 80%. This is called learning by doing. It is actually a scientific technique for the people to remember the things. What are the things which you don't understand how to remember? This is applicable maximum for the experiments. Okay, if any experiment if it is done by you, 80% we can remember. If you want to have even more memory, simple thing is you have to just discuss with the people, discussion with the people. Okay, so for example, some scientific concept is there, or in social studies, uses of forest, you have little confusion, you are unable to remember. You make your parents to sit, or make your friends to sit, discuss with them, talk about the topic. Not that you are doing something, just discuss with them. You can remember the subject up to 70%. If you want to have 95% of retentivity of the subject, the best thing is teach the subject. You learn, put the books with you, keep any child with you, and try to explain the same subject to the student. People can remember up to 90%. Teaching. Any topic you take and teach. That's why in our school, generally we just make children to give seminars on topics. So giving seminars, students will never forget once a seminar is given, because to give seminar people have to work hard, work little more with the subject before going to present it. Okay, so this is the point here. If teaching is done, you can remember up to 95%. If you discuss or debate with someone, you can remember up to 70%. If you do practically, you can remember up to 80%. So you may get out, sir, we are not doing all those things, we are just reading. Some of you may read silently. Some of you may read outside by making little noise. If you remember, if you do that one, people can remember up to 10 to 30% only. Reading a subject, and if you want to learn the subject, you can remember up to 10 to 30%. These are all scientifically proved things. So remember, if you want to have more memory, better to go for teaching. This is one important thing. So these all things are very useful. People should know which is applicable. I have given totally 6 tips. So 4 tips I have given, and here I have told you 3 points. And these all things may not be applicable in every subject everywhere. It's not possible. Some places coding by concept is possible. Sometimes coding by taking initials is possible. Sometimes taking coding from known things is possible. You should see which is possible for you. And I am telling you, I have given you now one concept called ABRB. This ABRB is useful for any child. But the first code what I told you, coding from the known things, is not useful for everybody. You know why? Coding from known things means I code something from out of which I know. You give codes to something out of which you know. I remember my date of birth well. So generally I can recode something, I can try to code something with my date of birth. Right? So like this, actually the only first one, coding from known things, student himself or herself have to make the codes. The remaining things, codes which are made by others also, students can use. Okay, these are the just some memory tips which are useful. I hope this will be useful for you. Thank you.